Excuse me. So, we got some stuff to do. For these edges here, I'm going to bevel them. That way we can make a string on this side. Something to that effect. We'll do that cut later. I think we need a shrink wrap modifier. Put it at the top, put it right here, and then offset it. And make sure it's above the surface. No official spin class today, so watching from VR. Well, hello, from beyond the veil. Be the right way to add more cuts. I think we'll do an indentation here and then cut this edge. That way I can get a little bit more resolution in here. That. All right, saucy. I like it. Just apply that shrink wrap. Depending on whether that's the easiest way to make those strands of hair. Probably not. That's okay. A lot more to do. Oh, I feel like I'm still waking up. Okay, that's better. Cool. That looks pretty good. Did a spin class get canceled today, or one of the instructors drop out or something? There we go. I think that looks like some good. Ants. They started doing 1 week off per month. Gotcha. Working out too hard. Cool. That looks pretty good. Hello, DTRAX Audi. Big fan, sir. Well, welcome. Welcome. Appreciate you saying that. We're working on some stuff right now. Trying to get this character made, at least started. It's looking pretty good. Excuse me. I'm a little sleepy right now. I could definitely take a nap. Oh, hello, Adyanch. Welcome back. It's been a while. How you been doing? Was busy. Understandable. Good. Let's apply 1 level of sun. All right, let's work a little bit more. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Been working on any fun projects? SP. Substance Painter. This is Blender. Congrats on 1K subs. Oh, did we just hit it? That'd be awesome. We're very close, I think. Very least. So, then SP, no, sorry, type. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Let's take a look. We really hit 1K on YouTube. Hey, we did it. Nice. 1,000. 1,000. Wow. Very cool. Thank you all. I appreciate that. Awesome. I'll have to do like a video or something about that soon because I feel like that is definitely worth talking about and celebrating a little bit. Thank you all for your support. Super appreciate it. So it's super exciting to feel what I'm doing grow. You know, it's kind of feel like I'm entering a new era. A new era of Sam. Sam 2.0. January, I came to your stream. You were having 400 subs. Yeah. Yeah. 1K is the first big hurdle. It feels that way. Oh, hi there, Shatter. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I figure I need to start doing some, just being a little more consistent and coming out with videos and stuff. Because, like, oh, my brain. Tutorials, especially with Instamat. I want to start coming out with tutorials about, like, Adobe alternatives, especially in the 3D side of things, 3D texturing. I think that'd be good. Remember when Adam was at 1K? Now he's over 300K. Oh, wow. Maybe I'll be there someday. 300 years from now. if the progress is linear, it'll be 300 years from now. That's super cool, though. Awesome. Oh, I hear a fire truck outside. I never really thought you were very consistent. Well, thank you. Definitely with the streaming. Definitely with the streaming. Not everyone can make the stream, so I definitely want to make sure. This is going to be a character I'm selling. So she's gonna be like a pirate lady, is the plan. Sort of kind of pirate themed character. Not really I don't really have like a backstory for her. I just kind of wanted to make a pirate character. Honestly, I just wanted to make a bikini. A little bikini top. That was really my main inspiration. Judge me if you dare. Played it with a replacement for Substance Armor Paint. I haven't had much time to put into it, but seems like a decent replacement for simpler, non-Adobe effect tool suite edits. Well, good. Good. All right, keep growing. Thank you, Avi. More consistent than me by miles. Fair, fair. It is not. I feel very lucky that what I am able to do affords me the opportunity to also share what I do. I'm not having to like split my attention. It all kind of coming together into one place. Dude. Like pointy shoes. I like pointy shoes. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? No, we'll leave it there. We'll move this one back. And seems a little bit wrong here, though. Wow, my brain is kind of turning off right now. I think I had too much Red Bull. Too much caffeine. Why did I make the heel up so far? Very tall heel. All right, that looks pretty good. Now what I want to make is something like these pants here. They have this kind of belt area on the front, this kind of flap, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot. I don't know how easily I will actually be able to make that with how my current pants are. I think that I'll have to improvise. Perhaps I just extrude this. That might work. Yeah, let's do that. Because that way I can extrude the top as well. All right. And then one more extrusion. Going the other way. I cut that. I cut that. I think we will need to bring it back. Select it all. 0.6 E versus preset. Wow, my voice is going. All right, that looks pretty good. I feel like that's closer than I kind of expected it to be honest. Pretty good. All right, good stuff. We'll definitely have to do some retopology for the clothing. Do 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 do. And I expect Red Bulls to give me more energy, but sometimes I feel like it just totally takes my energy from me. Bullshit. Not as advertised. I did also just work out though, so. That probably has more to do. Okay. Good stuff there. Let's make some eyelashes. First, let's clean up the face a little bit. Oops. There we go. And then just steal. We'll just steal this. I'm lazy. Give me your eyelash. Actually, before we do that, space this out a little bit better. I recommend it. I don't mind Retopo Flow. But ended up just using shrink wrap a lot more often. I didn't like having to exit it. But now that, or exit, get out of edit mode. They have updated it. Now you can use it in edit mode. Seems pretty handy. Preferable. All right, there we go. Now let's grab that eyelash. Actually, that's fine. Duplicate, separate. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Wow, this is really spaced poorly in here, though. Nostrils basically collapsed. Hmm. Ah, there we go. Much cleaner. Cool. Make a new collection called, we already have hair. Make another one in here called eyebrow. Eyelash. That's what I meant to say, but we also need one of those too. Oh. Eyelash, drop it in there. All right. Pretty good. Take this, run a cut here. Make two vertex groups. Or root. Sign. Awesome. I'm going to do file, append. From our products, we're going to take the mesh hair groom. I'm going to simple start just because it should be simpler. Take mesh hair groom, all the objects, and append them in. This will be a good test of my system. Yeah. Now we have the eyelash curve for the eyelash. And we'll feed in mesh hair groom 1. Hello, Arctic. Welcome. All right, there we go. Beautiful stuff. Much smoother. Okay, so that looks pretty good. We got a nice set of strands here. Set this to wire viewport display. Interesting. All right. Very cool. What I can do as well, I mean, eyelashes are pretty thin generally. Do you think you'd ever try a simple furry base using a little of the hair node system? Absolutely, absolutely. I think I'd love to completely step away from using solid geometry for fur, um, for the final effect, right? I mean, it'd still be solid geometry, but just for that final visual, um, I'd really love to go a different direction. Let's just go all the way around, right? Yeah. Let me look at some eyelashes. This just depends on what we want from the character. I'm gonna look up some eyeballs. I have been looking at another asset that showed up on my Twitter. My X. Warren's first shader has made a lot of improvement if you haven't seen it or used it lately. I'll have to check it out. There are a lot of good shaders coming out. And one of the ones that's caught my eye a few times is this bee fur add-on. It's a shader, but apparently they have a Blender version, or sorry, a Unity version as well. So we've got this guy going right here. And I don't know what they're doing, some sort of shader trickery, of course, but it seems quite interesting. And apparently, again, there's a Blender version. Love to see you make a hyper buff wolf model. It sounds like a fun live stream series. I've done a few pretty muscular wolves. I'm anxiously awaiting normalized crow's feather / fur shader. I am very tempted to make a uh, feather generator in geometry nodes now after doing all the hair system stuff. I had to resist working on it because I had to finish the hair system. Hopefully we'll give that a shot sometime soon whenever I'm back in the GeoNode mood. Opened everything. No, still everything's open. Oh, annoying. Feather generator sounds almost relevant to my current personal project. Well, good. Yeah, I think you don't actually need that much detail in Blender, though. My goal would be to do something similar to what I'm doing here with the hair, which is make a mesh that you know you'd want to be able to import into Unity. But take a low poly mesh and then generate a hair on it so you can you bake it to UVs really easily. Something like that. We'll see how it goes, but that's my general thought. Hello, Nammers. Welcome. How's it going? It's going well. It's going well. Right now we're just working on some hair. Uh, but this time for an actual avatar. How are you doing? Use this for things outside of Blender? Yeah. I mean, this is Blender, but the whole goal is to be able to bake it as well. Or one of the main goals was to be able to bake it as well. I think I'll probably have to redo my setup here. I'm just gonna take this and invert it. And we're gonna go one strip at a time. Because I'm feeling lazy. Yeah, in Blender you can just render it out. You can render the normals too. Just have to. It's a little different because you have to be a little cautious about how you set it up, but it's definitely possible. Yeah, Blender does have a built-in hair groom system. I don't like the standard one, which is why I built this mesh hair groom thing. The standard way of working it because it kind of relies on you quite literally like doing barber shop hairstyling, which is cool, but challenging. And I wanted one that relied more on 3D modeling. I could use the same skill set that I've been working on or developing. Yeah, I should be able to bake it as well. Does it work with curves? It does. So yeah, I can use the standard groom stuff, and I can just add it right on there. Or sorry, I think it actually already is on the curve. Yeah, we already got the duplicate, the frizz, the clump. All of these things are already on there. You have to be. It might not be quite as compatible with baking, so you have to kind of balance what you're modeling versus what the kind of procedural effects should be doing. So a bit of balancing there, but I don't think it's too bad. I mean, that's my opinion, but yeah, I want to get this character to have some nice kind of frizzy hair. Partly to just really thoroughly test my process here. But yeah, the goal is to be able to make really, really nice hair. Looks like I can do a ton with it. I hope so. I'm sure I will encounter some problems, but or some things to work around, but that's just how it goes. I don't think there's any workflow that's perfect, but or there's no such thing. That's what I mean to say. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, when we render it, we'll thicken it up. Sounds very sharp right here. But also very fun. You can add cloth physics and stuff too. So. Gonna grab dinner. Might peek back in later before you wrap up. Sounds good. Enjoy dinner. Finally getting to texturing my model for class. Let's go. Yeah, I was thinking of doing a picture today, but maybe we'll save it for next week. So nice to see when everyone's in a good spot for it. We'll see. We'll decide during class. I'm not going to decide right now. But. Seems like it's working. Did you do the lashes with Geo, or is that transparent for the gaps? The lashes are also the same system. So technically, they're getting rendered with this curves option in here. So if I switch it to strand, you see the change. But yeah, they're technically called strips. So they're just more optimized. It's all geometry under the hood, but it's the really optimized, fast version that Blender uses. You're pretty sharp right there. Sorry, y'all. Electro, hello. Namers, I also still need to texture everything. Just finished clothing, though. Let's go, Electro. Nice. Gonna add clothes after we learn rigging Booba. The Booba rigging. Yeah, I think we will make tubes. That looks really good, actually. It's going to start slowing down the more strands I add, of course, but generally that's looking awesome. So afraid to apply my subdivision. Make sure you back up. You can always use the multi-res to go back in subdivisions. We got to do this one at a time, I think. I'd love to go really quick through this, but it really does need to be one at a time. That's the trouble with hair. Found out that with the cat's add-on, you can apply pose as rest pose without having to apply any modifiers or anything. Oh, very useful. Some auto scaling. That's pretty handy. Is there a play option? Yeah, here. It really helps speed up the tweaking. Good. Gets to work on Blender 4. I was using a fix for 4.0, but it wasn't official. I'm not sure about that. Welcome back, Wendy. Ugh. Well, Cat's last release on Git was 2021. Even though 3.6 version was bugged, so I had to edit the files to fix it. Oh, getting into the coding. Ugh. Hmm. Ivy's eyeballs are so big they look crisscross, looking straight ahead. Lamau. Might need to bring in the corners of the eyes then. Lamau. Lamau. All right. Something like this. You know what? I am gonna just extrude. Any tips on adding some depth to the eyeball, or is that a bad idea? If you want to do just it quick and dirty, you can just take the sphere. So I always use a UV sphere. You just push the top, you can just push it in, right? You just take the front of it, make sure it kind of matches your pupil, and then just push it in. And that won't look too bad. From the side, usually no one's really going to notice. You can use the Poyomi shader as well if you want to keep like a perfect sphere for your eye. Yeah, just pushing it in is probably going to give you the look you want. Watching Alexander Hamilton with the lads right now, Sam. It goes so hard, bro. It's so good. Lin-Manuel Miranda is the G. He is the G. I haven't actually watched it, though, but it does look good. I've heard good things. That's a play, right? Normals. I'd be okay with normals like that because it implies the ridge. Should put my headphones on. We're ordering food instead of making something. I know. I'll get to it someday. Maybe. I dent in the iris part a bit and have another mesh completing the eyeball that only has a transparent PNG as a texture. Then just add shine to it using Poyomi. Listening to telling the story of tonight. All right. Right now. So good. Well, good. If you are using the Poyomi shader already, you can use the parallax height mapping option in the UV modifiers section, and that will create implied depth while keeping your normals the same. So you kind of stick it all into one shader without having to one shader and one mesh. Isn't height mapping a bit expensive? Am I thinking of something else? It just depends on a few different things. You can make it very expensive. It can be expensive, but it just depends on how many times you're sampling. Or like repeating the effect. It's a moderate. I'll be right back. One moment. Stand up my computer too. But the Poyomi shader does offer like a sampling amount you can control, so you don't have to go like maximum value. Transparent lenses are pretty common. Absolutely. I would prefer to keep the material count. Usually, if you're shooting for medium, you can be kind of close to that material count. And just transparency sorting is tricky because sometimes like a transparent lens could go in front of something or behind something because Unity does not use the optimal transparency sorting algorithm, even though they could, but they don't. It is. It really is. How many tries do you have for your Avi? I'm already at 25K. That's pretty good. If you're under 70,000 and you're uploading to PC, you're fine. Having an eyeball weight painting problem with the mirror modifier on the intersecting eyeballs. That might be your mirror modifier. You want to turn off on your mirror modifier. It is your mirror modifier. Clipping is off. You want to turn off merge. If you keep it under 40K for a stripped down base, no clothes accessory, you're doing pretty great. No problem. Excuse me. This looks pretty good so far. I'm gonna not work on the head for just a little bit. I kind of want to work on the eyebrow, so I'm gonna do that. Make a plane. And I should make some more eyelash too. Still not used to the menu difference. That a mirror too. Using AI for texturing, by the way. Let's see how this goes. Interesting. Interesting. I've done some texture painting with AI. If you use the method you showed me, you'd probably be able to do it just fine. Despite using medium ranked and better avatars in public spaces, people never see my audio link work. I also need some eyelashes. I totally forgot. And eyelashes you can get away with if you have like a mascara, like it's with a dark edge. You don't need like a mesh a lot of the times. Imgur decided to log me out, so it took longer than it should have to get this screeny. Imgur has been pretty hit or miss for me lately. Ooh, that looks really good. Very good stuff. Very good. Beautiful. Oh, it's already gone. I'm so yawny today. As an ancient of the internet, it's said like Imgur. I'm sticking with Imgur. And we'll add a empty hair and drop this. I don't have to delete it. I don't know why I do. I don't know why I do. Mesh hair groom. And did that intentionally what to call it? Imgur? Imgur. Oh yeah, before I forget, I should triangulate before sending to Substance. I would. If you don't, then you want to, when you export to Unity, you want to use the fixed alternate triangulate because that is the way Substance triangulates the mesh. I prefer the beauty triangulate. So I'll do the beauty triangulate before sending to Substance and before sending into, I just leave the modifier on, right? But the Substance, the way Substance triangulates is the same as using the fixed alternate option on the triangulate. No, pronounce Imgur with a hard G, but I guess that answers that. Imgur? Imgur? Imgur. And we'll drop in this one here. Is that the curve? Eyebrow. There's no, it's just IMGUR, so Imgur. That's how I spelled it, so I have to pronounce it that way. Interesting. This came out interesting. Huh. And we'll do this. Edge loops and relax. Eyebrows kind of They're not so perfectly straight like that. They're kind of layered. So I'd have to kind of turn it towards the end, really. Yes. I still have 70 modifier on. That's fine. Just make sure you put the triangulate after the subdivision modifier. Otherwise, it will get really slow. Let's hit the apply on the shrink wrap. Interesting. Interesting eyebrows. That definitely feels really strong. Eyebrow geo. Definitely have to make him a lot thinner here. Then subdivide this a few more times. There. This is definitely going to need some frizz and duplicate because I feel like it just looks too perfect. That looks better already. A little strong on the edge. We'll need to taper that. Is there a limit to how small I can make them? They just start curving. Interesting. And then frizz. Wow. Let's turn that way down. Below the armature mod 2, that won't make a big difference. I would keep it above. But that shouldn't make a very large difference. Should. All right, what's our geo at right now? $72,000. Okay, we should be able to optimize the hair pretty well then. Because we won't use the subdivided versions we have right now. We do have a lot of subdivided geometries for us, so for it to be there means we're doing pretty good. Okay, nice. This actually looks really good. Okay. Sometimes I was like, yeah, it's so easy to worry about something I made. It's like, okay, is this actually useful? And yes, yes it is. I'm using it and it feels useful. Good. the geometry is a little thick compared to what we're seeing right here, but I suppose I'll go through and make some wispier strands too. This will just be the bulk shape, and then we'll can also taper the tips of them very easily with a good selection. Maybe I don't need to be as worried as I feel right now. I feel so worried. Not that worried, but mildly worried. Worried. How do I go about making a driver again so I can hide and unhide all the triangulate mods with only one? So that's not too bad. Basically, when you're looking at a modifier or almost any property, you can, like for this visibility here, if I right click, I can copy as driver, copy as new driver. So if I want I'll copy that from the mirror, and then I'll paste it as driver, paste driver into the subdivision. So now it's dependent. Those are dependent on each other. And then if I want to get rid of it, right click and delete. But yeah, you just copy it, paste it into whatever you want to respond to that. There's not really a limit to what you can add a driver to. They're very useful. By clicking on seemingly Boolean icons only in Blender. Lol. Guess I really should really combine everything, shouldn't I? Lol. Definitely when you're exporting, when you're getting close to that final export. I think if you're testing, don't worry about it. It's just when you're getting ready for that final, like, okay, I've done my testing, I know everything's working, now let's focus on optimizing. And then you compress everything. Do not fully catch on last lesson. So sorry if there's an answer already. Can I turn on backface calling in Unity? That is a per shader ability. Not all shaders are going to give you that option. You have to find shaders that allow you to do backface calling or on and off. Poyomi shader does have that option at the very bottom in the rendering tab. Can I apply that driver to multiple drivers at once or only one at a time? You can, but it's through a slightly tricky operation. So if you have animation data on other things, it'll copy that animation data too. But for drivers, you can what is it? You can link animation data, and drivers are in this case are considered animation data. So if you select your object with the driver, then select everything you want, select the one with the driver, then link animation data, and it'll copy that driver over. The other thing is the names of the modifiers have to be the same in order for it to copy over properly. It's going to look for subdivision. So if I had subdivision 2, it would not find that one. It has to, So usually you're fine because most people don't change the names of their modifiers, but that is one hiccup I found. She's looking pretty darn good. I need some water. Oh. How do you usually paint the inside of the mouth, Lol? So you don't have to be painting the same object. I would copy the mouth and then separate it into its own object. And that way you can have an object that is just for painting the mouth. And that will make sure you're not painting anything else and really kind of keep it constrained. Other than that, you can hide sections of your mesh. So if I'm in edit mode and I select a portion of my character and I hide them like this, H. When I go to texture paint mode, it'll look like this, and that will constrain it. And lastly, there is also a, this is vertex paint, but there is also a paint mask option based on the selection you have in edit mode. So a few different ways to do that. Time for some snacks and a movie for me. Have a nice rest of your day. All same to you, Arctic. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you for hanging out this week. And we'll catch you Monday, hopefully. Enjoy your weekend. Bye, Arctic. Bye. And good work on updating your avatars. I'm going to apply them here. I can do these separately. Get slightly different looks now. So for substance, you would just make a selection in edit mode and copy it somewhere else in the scene to paint. Oh, sorry. I forgot you're working in substance. I thought you were going to be painting in Blender. For substance, you definitely want to make a new object. So I would copy the mouth, duplicate it, and then send that duplicate to a new object, and then just move the object above. So for example, on my character here, if I was grabbing the mouth, I duplicated it, separated it, I would just have my mouth object loading above. And then I could paint it just fine. Or then I could see what I'm painting. You could also just paint it through UV maps. Usually, if your UV maps are good, you'll get a pretty clear idea of what's going on in there. Yeah, definitely for substance, separating it, I would say, is the way to go. Thank you, thank you. Absolutely. Not gonna lie, not sure if I will make it in time, but I'm trying. Hey, that's no problem at all. I'm thinking because I'm assuming most people are not quite at a finished stage with their avatar. We'll probably do the graduation photo next week, so that way people have some time to finish, and we'll just focus on making sure everyone is getting time into work this week and just tightening up the character. There's probably going to be a lot more questions to answer too, but today will mostly just be a work day because yeah, I think most people are still working. All right, I think she looks really good. We can definitely refine that hair a little bit more, but I'm really liking it. Not the best lighting though. Wow. Okay. The hair is looking awesome. Thank you, Nams. Thank you, thank you. The eyebrows are interesting. They let's see. Can get some really deliberate and precise hair chunk shapes with the way you've made it. I think so, yeah. And it's nice because I know I'm making the mesh I want at the same time for VR chat. Yeah, because look at that. Isn't that interesting? The eyebrow. So how I have modeled mine makes sense right here. This, because there's a top, there's a bottom, and then a top. But once we start getting here, I guess it still works. It's just way slanted. It just starts doing a really sharp curve, a really sharp turn. Okay. So I think I'm doing it fine. I just have to really exaggerate that curve here. So the frizz is pretty strong. But bottoms really need to be like way over here. It's like this. Interesting. Okay. Clicking. More reference. Eyebrow reference. So yeah, just a slight curve to start, and then it curves, and then as it goes over, it really totally changes shape. You actually get the hair coming down. Down. Interesting. I wonder if I could use my geometry. Yep. And on my geo, I could take, well, one more cut right there. Let's turn on the subdivision level once. We're going to take this section, go to tip, remove it from tip, and then assign it to root. Darn. Okay. Hmm. But I could use 2 eyebrows. I think I'll leave it for now. It looks fine. I don't think it's weird. Well, I mean, this one's really long, but I think it is working for what it's doing. It's usable for this, but there might be some better ways to do it down the road. Looks pretty good though. Too much. More reflection of the duplicate then. Actually, those look great. Nice. All right, that will definitely work. Very cool. All right, so what I'd like to do now is take the body, and we're going to do save copy. Actually, close this. Do O3 pre-multi-res, save. We're going to go into mirror. We're going to apply the mirror. And we'll do a little bit of sculpting. Multi-res. Back up 2 steps. Okay. We'll do a little bit of fine tuning here. Just in the lip. This one. Maybe a little bit of a different shape. Your jaw a little bit sharper here, a little bit square. I don't like that we're getting this weird thumb. That's the multi-res. I gotta say, I don't think the multi-res is great for baking. I just have never been able to get the multi-res bake to actually work proper. Like, I understand it's supposed to be good, but have I been able to get it to be good? No. Always something a little off. But it looks lumpy. All right, pretty good. Go in and add some more detail if I wanted to, but I think we're getting close to exactly where we want to be. Oh, excuse me. All right. Good stuff. 413. 413 already. What do I want to do the rest of the day? Wow, that's um head might be a little bit too big for her body. I don't know. It feels intentional, but maybe just a little bit too big. All right. I think that's pretty good progress. Let's add some basic club in here. Shirt looks a little silly for the jacket. Superfluous. Unnecessary. Making the rips on the fabric is going to be the hard part. I think I should use a clipping mask instead. I could try to get the like perfect rips, but it's going to be really limited my ability to model those rips. And then after that, there's a limit to how much detail I can actually add. So we will only rely on texture for the actual tears. I mean, I might do some larger chunks, but like generally texture is going to be the way. I don't see that looking nice any other way. Let's leave it like that. Oh, excuse me. For the pants, also apply everything mesh. Delete half. And mesh. And mirror. All right. And one more subdivision. The reason I'm adding two cuts, or the main cut and then the second, is to maintain the ability to unsubdivide it. Yeah, I might as well give them all different colors because I'm going to, these are going to be the high poly versions anyway. So start with. A way for me to change the clipping by going to clip start. So it's like 0.001. Okay, good. Then for the beanie, go ahead and take these edges here. Do 0.2 and shrink it. Let's add a solidify. And one more level of subdivision. How do I get more geometry right here? Do I run a cut that way? Seems unoptimized, but definitely need to be able to do that. Booba. All right. Yeah, I shouldn't be worried about applying multi-resolutions to clothing because thankfully the clothing's super. I'm not worried about losing the vertex groups on the clothing. That's fine. That happens. It's fine, I guess. Cool. All right, so for my hair geometry, let's select the objects in here. I'm gonna shrink them all a little bit. Just a little. First, let's make sure they're all pointed in the same direction. Yeah, just a little bit thinner. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Oh, I regret that. I should not have included these two. Yeah. Nice. All right. So what I'm going to do now, select the body. And export it. Go to Rev. I was going to say Substance Painter, but not right anymore. We'll do Instamat. Say bake, body bake, and we'll call it Rev body. And we can just use the Substance Painter export settings. That's fine. Try that one more time. Awesome. Then I'm going to turn up the viewport display, and then this will be the eye column. It'll take a little bit longer. Set it to 0. Go to here, add a displace. Use the displace group because that should already be baked in. Pressure displace. This is the one I want. Underscore displace. Okay. Should be like 0.02. A little bit more. The lips are gonna break. I should probably bake with the mouth open. For now, I will not, but I should. Okay, export. Cool. Now we're going to open XNormal. we're going to go to high definition meshes and remove mesh from list and remove mesh from list. All right. Now we'll get our path, project rev, Instamat, body bake, this path, and in a mesh. The high definition here, the low definition here, and the low definition also needs the page. Not quite. Definitely an older program. I know. I know. Baking options. We want to export it to this folder, body bake. We'll make a folder called body bake mix. Here. Let's be rev body score. Save. And then we want normal. We want height, ambient occlusion, convexity, not sure, thickness. I'm not sure what convexity is. Sure. A direction map. I don't know. All right. Then we'll go to settings. Where was it? Tools, find depot, blah, blah, blah. Baking options. Where was it? Optics CUDA render. That looks broken. Definitely wrong there. High definition. Mesh scale. Let's say 2. And not better. Is that perhaps the CUDA? Let's try default bucket. Wow, that's way faster. What the fuck? Okay. Also still busted. Still super busted. Interesting. Or is that the displacement map? No, that has to be the normal. This is the displacement map. So what it is it has to be my gauge. Oops. Fine, but unless when I export with the multi-res here, make sure that that's a standard one without the multi-res and without the cage. And this is the cage here. This one's the multi-res high poly. Right. Let's low poly. Reset internal cage. Still okay. Wow. That's it. It's not resetting my assignments. Still holding on to the older versions of the mesh. That seems unlikely. Man, that looks fucked up. Or I'm baking normal. Seems right. Do just ambient occlusion for right now. Still looks weird. That looks great. My map looks perfect. Why is it not? Re-add back that multi-res before I do anything else. Go ahead and make a copy. 04. Pre-bake test. My normals should be fine. They are. Man, the bake worked so well for my skull yesterday. Why is it breaking here? Selected objects, apply the transform, apply modifiers. Boche Tatita. Hello, welcome. Hello. We're doing some texture baking right now. We're trying to. It seems to be messing up. I don't know why. Don't know why. I think it's holding on to the older version. So if I update, so let's get rid of this. Remove mesh, add mesh, high poly, low definition, move mesh, add mesh, low poly. Poly model radius is less than 2 units. Please scale it up a bit if you get bad results. High poly model radius. Definitely bad results. Model radius, where is that? Hello, JW, welcome. Huh. That does not look right. That looks really broken. I think something's too close to it. So it's not the scale. Oh, I could just change this default mesh scale. Oh. High poly model radius. Nope, still broken. Base texture to bake. Textures, tangents. I don't know. Seems right to me. Let me make a new file. Save these. And do file. Import FBX. What does this look like? It's fine. And what does this look like? Fine. Maybe because it has a UV map. That'd be weird. I don't know. I don't think that'd be it. I am still exporting with the armature. So let's say just the multi-res. With no maps. Let's get rid of them real quick. This is the high poly. Iron. Turn off the multi-res rather than turning it down. Overwrite the body. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do substance painter though. No, I do need to do at least this. Okay, got those. Back to X normal. All right, I got another 15 minutes of stream. Oh. Generator. Still really bad. Okay, so maybe it's the baking options or low definition. Maximum frontal ray distance. I'm gonna say 4. My polynormals. Mark it to use a tangent space normal map. Oh, that could be it. Nope. I didn't have any problems with this yesterday. Match UVs. Sure. There are no UVs. No UVs to map. Don't get it. It's worked fine yesterday. Oh, I added the cage, but did I say use the cage? So that's different this time. Still looks terribly broken. Okay. What really needs to happen is that when I'm baking, we do need to make multiple versions. So we have our low poly version of the character. Let's call low poly. Here. Was that Instamat? That is XNormal, which is an older program just for baking. It's just for baking. Welcome back, Wendy. Last 10 minutes of stream. Can you bake an Instamat? You can, but it crashes every time. So, honestly, a little useless in that regard, but this looks great. I can see it covering the body completely. UV maps. Don't need this UV map, just the one. That might be why 2 UV maps would look different. It would look different than it does. Okay, so here we get rid of the multi-res on the low poly. I don't get it. It just doesn't look right. It looks like it's inside out. I have used cage, and I've given it the cage file. Hmm. All right, well, something's definitely going wrong. Interesting. Okay, so it's just actually getting corrupted, is what's happening. So let me reset my vectors. It's just the body that I exported, nothing else. Okay. Still really busted. Wait, skewed. Am I seeing a texture? It's the low poly mesh. It's the high poly mesh right here. High poly mesh looks okay. I mean, that's fine. So it's just the low poly that's corrupted for some reason. Huh. Okay, so, well, that's interesting. Why would my normals just be broken? Geometry. Smoothing. Maybe turn off apply modifiers. What's happening? Is it the way it's named? I do have the armature here. Get rid of that. And have to get rid of that too. Just try that. Selected objects, object type. That's all fine. So fine. Normals only. Vertex colors, armature. Turn off bake animation. Export. Again, the high poly's fine. Weight painting this hair is like weight painting the fingers all over again. The normals look fine here. Shade smooth. Geometry data. Color attribute. I'm just going to get rid of that just in case. We've got these attributes, crease edges, position, geometry data. Don't know. Just something is wrong. Something's wrong. Okay, there we go. Hey, I wonder what that was. I honestly have no clue, but these are working now. Still broken. Well, I can see the cage clipping through. So that's definitely an issue. Certainly the cage should not be clipping. Okay, but I know that it's now updating the body correctly. Hmm. So I think it was this, the custom split normals data. I would rather know if that is what was breaking it. So I'm going to re-export it again and just review it one more time. Or sorry, not generate, cancel, stop. Okay, so that is what's breaking it. If I export the mesh without this, it is actually just broken. I just need to confirm that for myself. All right. So, still not perfect though. But part of that is just that my cage mesh generate or deform this place. Ooh. Is that good or bad? Right now it's it's breaking, so definitely not ideal. Duplicate this and then change the viewport. Be red or something. Then we can shrink this. Actually, space. But actually, that means that it won't work. It's not using any map right now. Need it to use a map. To at least be over. Well, no, that's not true. Do the same on both sides. Okay, that looks better. That's the cage. So FBX, export cage. Back to X normal. Low poly, we want to use a cage, and we want to give it a cage. I understand. Still garbage. Should see something right on the neck. Is there any clipping right here on the neck? No. It just isn't working. Scale doesn't change anything. Stop yelling at me. Debugging simulator. Yeah. Huh. I'm missing something, that's for sure. Let's try exporting one more time with just the standard Substance Painter settings. Oh, no, that's, yeah, it's in. There we go. That's the cage. Or no, that was not the cage. This is the cage. This is just a normal body. This is the high poly. And for the high poly, first of all, I probably should have taken longer to export. High poly. Why was that so fast? It should actually be slow. Okay. There we go. Bring back the low poly here. Normal body. And lastly, the cage. Awesome. Back to here. Remove this one. Add back in our main body. Use the cage. Here's the cage. Please work. I understand. Weird. My bake was fast. You could be baking on just a low resolution. Man, it's such a bummer. It worked so nicely yesterday, and now it's just fucking broken. X normal. What was that? What was that bug? X normal mesh radius. What does that mean? It's not my problem. That was not my issue. It was just really small. Gauge. What happens if I turn off the cage? It's the exact same. Go to viewer. Look at this. So let me turn off the high poly and show cage. Okay. Interesting. I thought I was exporting with deformation, but everything looks to be in the exact same spot with the cage on. So something about... But I am definitely exporting with this. I go to Substance Painter V2, Geometry, Apply Modifiers. So why? Export there. Launch viewer again. Interesting. It's still in the same spot. Does that mean, did I export the base body with this? Body, geometry, do not apply modifiers. Okay. Reload meshes. What? Just going. What? There's just no mesh? What? What the? Did I just zoom off? No, this feels wrong. Show me the grid. Yeah, it's tiny. Huh? Okay, let's just do default everything. Oh, with selected object. So call this default selected. Okay. Cage. Uh-huh. So the cage is still in the same position. Unless this is not, oh, unless this is not my cage. It's not my imported cage. This is the cage that is being made from the mesh. I could edit the cage. Okay, okay. I see. So this is not the one that's being loaded in. Ugh. Okay, but now I know the mesh is the right size. At the very least. Or that all the meshes should be the same size. Well, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna say scale. Say scale 100. 1000. Or no, sorry, default mesh scale. That may not actually change anything or make it worse. I wish it would stop blinging. Let's adjust this mesh scale. And of course, nothing. I do not understand. Okay. Hmm. And to bake yesterday, when I was doing the X normal baking, I just used the standard substance. When I was baking my skulls, I had the substance painter skulls. I just used the same ones. They had the same settings. I think there's something, must just gotta be the cage. It just has to be the cage that's going wrong. All right, let's reload them one more time. And this is the high poly. The low poly here, which will clear. Low poly there. Bam, bam, high poly there. And we have use cage. Hmm. Turn that off, try again. Same exact results with or without the cage. Why would that be? I wonder if like, it's looking at the file. And I'm curious if I need to rename. Let me just go rename this really quick. Bobby Cage. Then export again. Here. Rename it back to Bobby. Ah, I didn't. It's fine. Okay, I gotta stop in a second. I have stuff to do very soon. Huh. I don't know. Something definitely feels wrong. I have no idea what though. I can bake in Blender though. Oh, no. It's the same. We'd be amused if you decide to actually show up for the meet tomorrow since Morgus will be busy with other stuff. But re-invited regardless. Well, thank you, Wendy. Okay, I gotta stop. I have to stop. Just seems busted. Just seems very broken for some reason. No, I don't think it's what I'm doing. At least that's different. Doesn't seem right. It is definitely not right, but yeah. All right, that's all I'm gonna do. Well, what happened to my view? All right, no. I wonder. That's weird. Why would it affect my OBS view? I wonder if it's my some sort of actual window priority issue. Who knows? Anyway, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Bit of a bummer at the end, not being able to figure this out. I really need a good baking solution. And this does not seem to be it. Have a good weekend. Same to you, Wendy. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the meetup. And Namers, Electro, any other any other student out there, I'll see you very soon. About 30 minutes for the last class of the course. A lot more to do, a lot more work to do. So it'll probably just be a lot of questions today. I don't think there's going to be much teaching besides for some basic rigging stuff. Yeah, see you in a bit. See you all very soon, everyone. See you in just a little while. And everyone else, enjoy your weekend. Bye, everyone.